All right, here we go. Game two. Let's see what kind of deviations. We did have Loud choosing to go red, which is the first team to do that. It seems like in a while, right? We saw all through the LPL and LCK tournaments, everybody choosing blue, but in this case, they go for counter pick, set themselves up with a Jax into Poppy. Now, the composition from G2 almost identical, right? The Darius not available to them, so they go the Poppy and saying, "Hey, that's our anti-dive. You guys want to try to dive us? We'll just play an anti-dive champion." And they're happy having the Nidalee again. So we'll see how much of this draft, what the strengths are. We saw that they're able to team fight very well using the power of Nautilus and the Abyssal Mask in particular. Again, we have very low utility for that item in this game, but he probably still will pick it because it's just that good for the champion and it's good into his own matchup, so that's probably enough. The only other damage that he's really going to be mitigating is from Jax, and the only power that he's going to be augmenting is from Nidalee. So not as strong as it could be of an item. You tend to like drafts that make it the best item for a champion week, right? So Caps has been spamming Nautilus, no secret. He made it to rank 1 in Europe on Nautilus only, essentially. So teams should have an idea that he thinks that this is very, very, very strong, and probably should be taking it away, frankly. But that's what we get, right? When Nautilus gets buffed. Excuse me. Now, another champion that's like that is Poppy. Both of these champions are stronger than they were last time that they were meta top laners. So it stands to reason that they would get played again in solo lanes, right? You don't need to put Poppy in the jungle. They opt for Poppy in the top lane, Toppy, if you will. And they get this matchup into Jax. Now, largely, the steadfast presence, right, being able to stop the Jax's jump is a big deal for these fights. You are going to have Jax just being stronger with the virtue of Counter-Strike. But here we go. Mickey looking for the fight, and they get Nidalee here as well. And this time they do not learn their lesson, or I should say, Yike changes up the game plan on how to invade. Ends up going with 3 camps into an invade. And together with the pushing power of Jinx, Lulu was able to roam and get the primary part of that damage in. You saw the early ignite, making sure that the heal would not be significant. And now Nidalee gets to clean up this jungle, and we're gonna have a fairly large disparity here from the junglers. Wukong going straight to top side, licking his wounds. We already have 4 camps on Nidalee versus 3 for Wukong, so she's gonna be feeling good. She did not, however, get the blue as it went to Lulu. But Lulu can be very happy to do it. And here we go. Here's the play that we talked about in game 1. Nautilus pushing out mid. They go for the dive. Can they do it and get out quickly despite the teleport? Yike is able to get out. Good job. Hansama grabbing aggro and holding it long enough for his teammates to get out. And they draw the teleport. Now, you don't really mind spending this teleport if you're Tenounce because it's your laner that's here, right? Ooh, nasty by Mickey. Max range. But now to continue the play, because Lissandra was unable to push out mid first, or we have a congealed mid lane, it's just sticking together, it does have a couple of side effects, right? Nautilus is able to stay down longer. He doesn't need to return to his lane. It does mean that Wukong's able to invade, so there's a sort of domino effect to getting this 4v3 down in bot lane. Now Nidalee came that close, literally 1 HP. Poppy crushing the Jax. Hello. How did you get that? That had to have let off with a jump. Now he gets the wave under turret. Let's see if this teleport comes back immediately. It's not immediate. This turret's going to die right before he arrives. So he's not getting credit for that. And now Mickey X already in position for the dive. 4 people coming up, and this is what Caps did in all of his games. Push mid, roam. Push mid, roam. This is going to be an easy kill on the Jax. He does have his flash. Good job. Oh my god, steadfast presence being used, and the flash jumps out even though the projectile's already in the air. So now Robo missing out on a triple stacked wave. Misses the cannon. Has no flash and no teleport. This is going to be a tough time. So, Wukong, what can he get in return? Nidalee's been ganking everywhere. Can you just steal this dragon here? They've got the priority in bot lane because Lulu was not there, so expect him to take it. Tahm Kench coming over as well. But yeah, Nautilus showing the power right here, just with impunity. Going up against this mage, you just know that you have your shield, right? Like, the amount of trade back is so inconsequential because of how good the shield is. All right, so they're taking their time. They give up their bot priority to do this as well. Tahm Kench also slightly underleveled. This is going to allow Jinx and Lulu to get back. It also means that Jinx is going to get a push off and go get her item because on 42 CS, they may decide to hold this freeze instead. I would have liked to see them punish the dragon take by pushing, but they're opting for the stacked wave, which should allow them to go for this as well. It does open up the possibility of Wukong coming to gank, but oh no. Oh no, that's a miss. Yike, you can't miss that. Just get out. Just get out. Flash to dodge. Oh my gosh. Now Yike is going to die as well. No, he's got his flash as well. He didn't do it. Okay. How do we miss that play? So even though Caps has been practicing on Nautilus, apparently Yike has not been practicing with Nautiluses in mid lane. Have to assume it's just some amount of inexperience. Now here we go, bot lane, getting it done as they've been doing. Jinx with the supreme pushing power that you have here with the range advantage over the Tahm Kench, and now that he's out of mana, he's really got nothing to push back with. So they're going to continue harassing, dealing all this extra damage. Look at that, so nice. Now they're going to get this wave in as well. It's a cannon wave, so it will take a little bit longer to get in. But yeah, Route is going to have to book it just to get back in time. Not going to get the cannon for himself, but probably going to get the rest of that wave. Probably missing one melee and one cannon. Here we go. Another dive up in the top. Oh my goodness. Poppy just crushing this matchup. And now Lulu here. They're taking advantage of Aphelios back timer. And they get the kill. Hansama just putting on a masterclass. Really Mickey putting on a masterclass on Lulu. But they are crushing this bot wave. And it seems like Loud has just been deflated. They should have won game one. And they're coming out here. They've got nothing to offer. Now, you'd expect Lissandra being the one on the map more than Nautilus, but Nautilus has been able to push with impunity, gets his magical item. Caps jokes that he's full build once he builds. Once he finishes the Catalyst of Eons, and kind of proving it. Just push, roam. Can't be bothered. Always full health, always full mana. Base stats are good. And Nidalee getting work done. So let's see. Power level will go up. Once we get level 6 from Wukong, we'll see a little bit more team fighting from Lissandra and Wukong. And there it is. Can they unlock the Lissandra, though? They're going to have to do some inside-out gaming, right? You're going to have to bring this Wukong to the lane, help to push the wave, and then go force a 4v2 somewhere on the map, or a 3v1 top, or a 4v2 bottom. Robo getting caught out again, and just dealing with the amount of CC that comes from this team. Nidalee missing to the knockup, but they still get the lockdown. All right, here's the play. Or let's see if Mickey gets in trouble overstepping. No, he's in good. Showing why he's the best support in the region. Had a little injury last year. A lot of people said that he was washed, but realistically, right? Injured. Injuries happen. Hansama hitting the root right here. Rogue going for an extra hit. Going to get himself in trouble. Flashes. Now, what an angle from Caps. Holy crud. That Nautilus hitbox. You'd think that because it auto-hits everything, it would have hit the first target there. But instead, unable to do it. Nidalee going to harass, as she is wont to do. No juke that time. Interesting to not use the red buff first, right? If you use that red buff first and then throw the Q, man, I can't buy an arrow. All right, spear. All right, Robo going to lick his wounds, going to freeze this top lane as long as possible. But Jinx is going to crush bot, move over to mid, and they're going to try to crush that as well. Maybe they move them straight over right now. Let's take a look at this play again. Rote finding himself on the wrong side with his teammates. Right there, should have flashed. Had to flash right there. Right, why are we waiting so long? Lysandra sidestepping the hook is what gets the Aphelios killed. All right, so how long can Jax hold the freeze down here? Right, you're going to have to give away one, probably two dragons just to come back in this game. You're down 6k gold, which means none of your champions can win any fight anywhere, right? Just true across the board. You're seeing how strong the Poppy is. Actually, and you see Poppy going Divine Sunder, flexing and showing the strength of the pick. Jax was not aware that Poppy would be that lethal. Perhaps didn't even realize that there was a Divine Sunder in play. I would imagine that they do. But man, when you're there at 30% health, you got to be looking for that. And Poppy showing that Broken Blade knows the limits here, dashing in with the Q combo, getting it in. Nautilus beautifully done, using the Q in response to the dash to hook up the Wukong, getting him dead. Now we've got an excited Jinx going to rip this fight apart. Nidalee cleaning up, and this is a slaughter. Now let's see. Nidalee's probably going to hold this position here. Nautilus is just going to walk in for the turret. Oh, they don't take it. He would have liked for that to connect with the far wall. Now they've got a little bit of an issue here. If they engage forward into Yike, Mickey, either one of them, is going to be in trouble because of that strategy. They decide to retreat backwards, which is a mistake from Caps. After you miss that Q, you're still fine to walk forward. But realistically, he should have aimed it where it either hits a champion or a wall so that he's got his way out. Now this is going to be a kill as well. Or at least a stopwatch. Now let's see. Nautilus got the flank. Ult is up. He's going to find this angle. He's going to wait until the fight cleans up a little bit before going on route. And now he's going to end up with a peeling ultimate. Nidalee cannot buy a spear. Oh my gosh! Flashing over the jump, but Poppy's still doing a tremendous amount of damage. Love the play. Love the setup. And now they're going to go. They're going to continue for this dive. Red team has to be careful about this. They're bringing in Lysandra, but well executed. This is still going to favor G2. Now Mickey gets eyes on Tinouns, is unable to get the polymorph. Or did she? Did she get the polymorph as the E was landing? That would be ridiculous if that were the case. Lysandra looks like stopwatch was used, but self-out wasn't. That can't be right. No, that's got to be on cooldown. Broken Blade flexing hard here. I want to see a replay of this fight. I want to see that frame and see whether or not Mickey was able to get the polymorph out. Because if she did, that would be so clutch, right? As they're porting in, say, nope, you've actually got no spells. You're porting in as a bunny. All right, so how is Loud going to come back from this? 9k in the deficit. What they're going to want to do is every time that an objective is up, like Dragon or Baron, they have to go to the opposite side of the map, right? They basically just have to say, hey, you guys are going to commit 3 or 4 people to this objective. You don't need to commit all 5 because we're not even contesting, but we're going to try to get something done with numbers on the opposite side of the map. Do this as much as possible for as long as possible. Let bases die. It doesn't matter. You need to get gold for yourself whenever you can. So when this Baron buff is done, right? So we're looking at, they're going to get Herald, they're going to get Dragon, they're going to get Baron, and they're probably going to get the next Dragon. So at 22 minutes, you need to be able to all afford 2 items and make sure that enemies haven't quite gotten to 3. That's your chance of coming back, right? Let's see. Can we hold them off from 3rd items? Can we get 2nd items? If we can do that, then we have a chance. If by the time we get to 24 minutes, there are already 3 items across the board, then it's going to be a problem no matter how you cut it. But, you do have this team composition with Aphelios Spray. You've got Lysandra and Wukong, Dogpile engage. Nidalee's going to be very good against that. Lulu will be good, and Poppy will be exceptional against it. But that's their window. That's what they're looking for. Now, I really like what G2 has declared, sort of to the world, saying, hey, You guys can pick team fight. We'll pick anti-dive. Champions Nautilus and Poppy, pair them together. It looks like they have a solid grasp on what they want to do with this. Now, it could be that they have another plan, right? You could do this with probably with Cassante as well. Caps has played Cassante before. You can probably do the same strategy with Cassante. He just seems to prefer Nautilus, a little bit more playmaking. Cassante a little bit more of a stalwart, immovable object. But Nautilus is the same. You know, we haven't seen a Vi mid, but Vi is capable of doing very similar things as well as the Nautilus. And here we go. They're going in. They're going to take as much as they can while they're stronger. They want to snowball. We talked about how Loud wants to just trade objectives, trade things. Right now, this is not what they want. They're standing off, trying to clear off things like the Herald, but they're taking inners mid, inners top. Entire map is going to get pressed in. Wave is in mid. Like, everything's going G2's way, and they're just trying to stymie the bleeding, but they're not accomplishing anything for themselves, right? They're only picking up minion waves. They're not getting camps. They're not getting structures. So this game is going to get snowballed because Loud is not putting up that defense. So let's see if they can get something with the jump. Maybe on a weak engage. Nautilus going to ultimate. Decides not to use it. There we go. I love it. Actually love it. Waves coming in. We already got one pick. Might as well just keep the ultimate. And we'll go here because we're going to pick up a dragon as well. They get all the inners. We see a couple of recalls knowing that this is not going to be contested, right? Enemy team has no business coming to stop you here. So Poppy can start this, although I expected Nidalee to stay with her. Can't do that if you're Wukong. Yikes. I like that little precision play by Caps. You see him step back before he throws the hook this way. Someone who's really paying attention will see the model turn for the throw, but they see you walking that way. They might lower their guard for a moment, thinking, okay, you know, the play's done. And it takes, you know, that little split second might be enough. Usually the pros at this level will be keen to that trick. But you see champions even like Keria, right? I'm auto-attacking a minion, just kidding, the hook's coming out. And they cancel the animation with one for the other. Now, this is what Jax wants, right? You do want to trade somewhere on the map. You might even be able to bait the Poppy here. Poppy deciding better of it. Look at this. Beautiful instincts. You know what? They actually must have seen the Lissandra pass. This ward right here, clutch. This is why you put lane wards down. Everybody, you get knowledge of that Lissandra. I love that Loud was looking for a play and even looking for that kind of bait. And honestly, if you get Jax to pick up that shutdown, that would be such a big deal. Now, see the early use of Shirelia's Reverie being used so that Jinx can get extra damage in, chip damage. You do want to get that turret under a third HP, right? So from 3,300, you want it to be 1,100 or less, so that it doesn't start regenerating, but it will regenerate it back up to 1,100. Let's see how they approach this now. Nidalee's going to look for angles on the other side of this wall. Love the ward setup here. Although this red water is a little bit shallow. Look at that. They drop another one in just because they can see an angle. I like that they're looking for it. They say, hey, maybe we can get a play. Jinx is a little bit walled off, but they're not able to execute. So, you know, applause to Loud, looking for an opportunity. Hey, we might find something. This is one of our best chances to win for the entirety of this game. Jinx actually missing an opportunity to kill the decoy there for extra happiness. Nautilus, let's see how we do. Poppy coming back, going to teleport back into this fight. They're going to hold everything down. Nautilus, one more hook coming in. Boom, got him. And Yike dealing the damage this game, but taking a big chunk right here. Lulu, secondary support. Or primary support, I should say. Nidalee being the second. I don't know. This is a team full of supports. Nautilus, Poppy, and Nidalee, and Lulu. Man, playing this to precision. Look at how clean they are. But they do get a kill. They do get one. But look how confidently Broken Blade is playing. This is exceptional play from him. Every single knock up. Crushing that top lane. And top gap. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep it surreal. Peace.